am so tired
build
of
that
talking
chemistry.
about the offensive line.
But you have to.
Rank the undefeateds. The Broncos, I said on Sunday, are the worst. Are they the worst undefeated team in the league? For some reason, that was in the top 5 of sports stories. With all the stuff going on, that was in the top 5 because I get an analytical service that said that was in the top 5. It is still number 1 2 days later on the Denver Post most popular. People are wondering about that. Rank the top undefeated teams in order. Teams are, I mean, sites I trust seem all agreed that the Broncos are number 4, that they have fallen from number 3 to behind Cincinnati, but ahead of the Atlanta Falcons and Carolina Panthers.
I'll jump on this first.
Go for it. Yeah.
New England, Green Bay, and Cincinnati. I don't think there's any doubt. You might want to put them in a different order.
Sure there is.
But those 3 at the top, not in my mind. And
Well,
then you've got Atlanta, Carolina, and the Broncos. I'm going to put Atlanta number 4, and I'm going to put the Broncos number 5, and I think Carolina is the worst of the undefeated teams. I just don't like the roster. The defense is good, but it's not as good as the Broncos. You got the quarterback who's playing pretty darn well and carrying that team on his shoulders, but up and down that roster, the Broncos are a better team than Carolina.
What's interesting with Carolina is even though I think they're the worst of the unbeaten teams, I actually think they're well equipped to make a run in January because it's a running game, defense, power-oriented team that does have a quarterback who is good enough to win some games in January. He did win last year against the Cardinals to start the playoffs, although that was a team with Ryan Lindley, so grain of salt. But if I'm ranking them the unbeatens, I've got Green Bay at the top, not New England. Green Bay is a more complete team. New England had its best defensive game of the season by far, did it against Brandon Weeden, a Cowboy offense at half speed. So I got Green Bay, I've got New England, Cincinnati, Denver, Atlanta. Not overly impressed with Atlanta against Washington on Sunday. And Atlanta is going to be Kansas City of 2013 2.0. If you look at their schedule, they're going to be strongly favored in their next few games. Would not surprise me if they're 9-0 before they start getting to the meat of their schedule, which includes Minnesota, Carolina twice in the last 6 games. I actually think Carolina may end up being a higher quality team than Atlanta. The problem is, look at their schedules and where they're different. Atlanta faces Minnesota and San Francisco, and Carolina faces Green Bay and Seattle. Those are the 2 games that are different on their schedules. Yeah. That's why Atlanta will win the NFC South.
I was going to say Atlanta's actually played a tougher schedule so far than Carolina. Carolina's off this week. No, Carolina's going to Seattle.
Yeah.
They were last
now they're Seattle,
week.
Yeah. A very mad Seattle team.
That's why I jumped in on you when you say there's no doubt. I totally agree with you. I still think Green Bay's the best team in the league. I mean, I pick Aaron Rodgers over Tom Brady. I realize that's a debatable subject, the 2 of them. It's 1A, 1B. Number 3, Cincinnati deserves to be number 3. They have done it week after week. Questions about Andy, I got it. Questions about Andy Dalton, I get it, but he's playing better than anybody other than 2 or 3 quarterbacks in this league. Then number 4, I give a slight edge to Atlanta, even though Atlanta didn't look real good. Had to come back in the last game. They've had to come back a couple of times, but so have the Broncos. I would put, right now, Atlanta Falcons number 4. I would put the Broncos number 5, and the only reason why I would put them number 5 and not number 6 is Carolina did have the week off. So the Broncos have played one more game, one more victory. I put the Broncos at number 5 right now. I tend to think that nationally the Broncos are being rated a little higher than they should be because their offense is the worst in the league. Their defense is the best in the league. I think you're better off having somewhere in the middle of all 3 of those teams than to have such a disparity between the 2 sides. So that's how I would rank it. Cooney Lexus at Greenwood Village is Colorado's #1 volume Lexus dealer, conveniently located at I-25 in Bellevue. If you have a date on Friday night and you got nothing to do, take your date over to Cooney Lexus. Have a latte. Have some of those snacks. Stand in front of the waterfall. Get some photos taken. They'll be happy to take your photos. Go in and shoot some pool. Then watch a movie. I mean, what cheaper date could that possibly be? Then you can go over to some of the landmark places and get something to eat and some dinner, and you can look at some cars. Some of the great selection of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at Cooney Lexus of Greenwood Village. You can go there and look at them at Cooney Lexus of GreenwoodVillage.com. This is where we have bought our cars. We invite you to buy your cars. I think that Lexus is making the best car, and the best place to go is Cooney Lexus.
All right.
Hello, my name's Greg Stone, President and General Manager, and I would like to personally thank you for making Cooney Lexus of Greenwood Village the #1 Lexus dealer in Colorado.
Cooney Lexus of Greenwood Village for exceptional customer service and world-class amenities. Take in the beauty of the Rocky Mountains from our rooftop patio. Relax while enjoying a movie in our premium theater. This is the ultimate luxury car buying experience. Visit Cooney Lexus of Greenwood Village or Cooney Lexus of Colorado Springs. Click CooneyLexus.com.